From Bruno to Pedro to Superstar Billy Graham to Bob Backlund to Hulk Hogan to Randy Savage to Bret the Hitman Hart to the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels to Psycho Sid winning the championship from Shawn Michaels in this very venue to Stone Cold Steve Austin to Rock the Dwayne Johnson, as well as so many countless other superstars have come through the hallowed halls of Madison Square Garden that have competed from the very opening match all the way to the main event on house shows, on live events, on pay-per-view. It did not matter. So many wrestlers have made their way into the ring in the middle of the garden and getting to witness all that history. And now, for the final time, Mr. Wapadoo da 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 da, John Cena makes his final appearance inside Madison Square Garden. What a career it's been. Just a couple more appearances. But first, let's talk about this. I'm John Renton with my review WWE Raw from Madison Square Garden. Yeah, you're surprised. You're surprised that I decided to review this, aren't you? Well, there's a couple reasons. Also, you're seeing this review a little bit later than usual because I was at a Regal Mystery movie. It was Sisu Road to Revenge, an incredible, just action-packed bloodbath where you got to see Nazis getting killed, and there's nothing wrong with that, you scum. So anyway, 17,000 people. Joe Tessitore is great at this. There are other reasons why I decided to review this, mainly because I was encouraged to. People wanted me to be fair to certain things. I don't know what you expect, but moving on. I also want to say in regards to War Games, I don't know if I'm going to watch War Games for this specific reason. It just depends on if I'm willing to try and go through the avenues of maybe getting a Sling Day Pass to get the ESPN channel just to do that, because I'm only going to do it for a small fee. I'm not going to do the VPN stuff. I'm not going to go through all those channels. If I do watch War Games, you'll see a review. It's also probably going to be the last WWE pay-per-view, and I'm going to still call them pay-per-views. In fact, you really should call them pay-per-views now, considering you're paying close to what a, In Your House cost. I mean, I think In Your House went from like about, $19.95 or $24.95 to about $30. The whole point is I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of this much longer. I'm just trying to get to 1 million views, basically. But speaking of which, let's talk to the viewers here. So, we get recaps of Cena being Dominic. Hell of a goddamn crowd. Response in the garden. In the TD garden, that is. And I will say this. The crowd was up for everything. Cena's music hits. Big pop, sing along. It's hitting him that this is it. We have Survivor Series, and we have his last match on Saturday night's main event. There's no other appearances that there will be. Loud ass crowd. 10 minutes before he even talks, he thanks the fans. The champ is here. Madison Square Garden history. I mean WrestleMania 20, where he beat the Big Show, and his last time. The last time is now. Dominic's music hits. He heals it up, as expected. He wants the title shot. I face you in your hometown. You're going to face me in my hometown. We also get shut the fuck up chance. Choco Fun Cup is what Cena said because he's being a little bit funny. And Dominic said, I'm not going to face you here. I'll face you in San Diego. And then Finn and Mini Finn showed up. Lord, gives Buckethead a run for his money, but nevertheless, those three start beating up Cena. Sheamus and Ray come down. Ramus, as it were. Cena, Ray, and Sheamus took on Judgment Day. That's Dominic, Finn, and Mini Finn. So 25 minutes in, basically, we get to this match. That's once, the breaks and everything go away. It was a decent match for what it was. I'm not going to go blow by blow here, but it was fun, especially when Cena got the tag. Finn decided that if he is going to be on the losing end, he is going to go deep in Cena's guts at least once with the stomp. I run a clean show here. And then we get all three faces beating off the heels from behind. Ray had to get on the second rope to beat off his own son. I guess they do things different there in San Diego. And then we get a triple five-knuckle shuffle. You know, I saw that in the movie once. I can't talk about much more because gag orders, ironically, on set. But an on JD McDonough wins it, and you know what? Cool. It was fine. I understand why they went this route. It would have been nice for Cena to have maybe a more prominent match, but it was a way for him to team with Ray, team with an old rival Sheamus, and face off against people that he is not going. I mean, he's going to face off against Dominic at Survivor Series, but that's about it. Him facing Finn rather just briefly was pretty cool. And Pierce and Aldis are talking, and then Heyman shows up, saying, if you thought Drew being part of the Vision and part of my War Games team was good, check this out. And then the little folder thing was opened up, and I pretty much knew what I did see this clip while I was waiting for the movie to start. I knew exactly what it was going to be, and I actually hadn't been spoiled at that point. Andrew Schultz looks like he should be on several watch lists. This motherfucker looks so goddamn creepy, like you need to pressure wash yourself just by knowing that he breathes any air on this planet. He tried to get in a shoving match. Him and, I assume, some New York Giants, them and Judgment Day got involved. God forbid if you get this son of a bitch involved in the ring. Jackie Redmond brings out Stephanie Vaquer. What a woman she is. And she got attacked by Nikki Bella, who started talking. They are testing my patience as far as being nice. Because I don't need to hear her cut promos. I don't need to see her wrestle. I know she's been through a lot of personal stuff. And it's bullshit that she's got to pay any kind of money towards that goddamn abusive piece of shit that she used to be married to. But no. She wasn't that good before she broke her neck. She's not that good now. But I'm sure that Vaquer wants to work with her. I don't know why, but whatever. And Bayley has just about had it with everything. And I don't know when Bayley's contract is up. I don't know if it's up next year. I don't know if it's up in 2027. I don't know if Bayley's just playing this, like split personality thing and is making it seem like she's disinterested. I don't know. I'm kind of sick of this Asuka Kairi stuff. They look good. They can make, some magic in the ring. I don't like this. I just, the more I think about it, the more I hate it. I don't mind them being heels, but just to me, it's just ridiculous. It just sounds over the top. Lyra, my word, what a woman she is. And there you are. So I assume, I think they're all, I don't know if Bayley, and I don't know who's involved in War Games. I don't necessarily care. But we then get Solo facing a mystery opponent. Hikuleo, a.k.a. Talatonga, is what he is, which is not that good. He's just going to stand there and look intimidating. So who's Solo going to face? Is he going to face an upstart from NXT? Is he going to face somebody, that is returning from injury? He's facing Dolph Ziggler. Oh boy. I mean, Dolph got a big pop. That's great. They're treating it like it's a homecoming. He has been, in the periphery of the company for the last year or so, ever since he's been with TNA, which is a WWE satellite. And the fact that he's 45 and still can move really well and everything, has kept himself in great shape. I'm happy for him. And I am glad that he got a good reaction. He seemed motivated. He also lost, which I don't think is really that surprising, but it was a cool moment for the crowd. Little Yachty is a stupid name. Can rappers name themselves less stupid names? Also, Stephanie McMahon, the one that compared the 9/11 attacks to the steroid trial that her family went through. Remember that? I didn't. Or at least I'm not going to let you guys forget about it. I'm not going to let her forget about it. Nobody should let her forget about it. So, Alexa is in the ring with a mic. I guess she wants Charlotte on her side, because the past issue of Ripley doesn't want anything to do with War Games. There's 2 open spots here, which probably means that we're going to get Charlotte in War Games, because Alexa's there. I mean, I assume that's what it was. I have been done with Alexa for a while as far as an on-screen character. There are people that like her, fine. You like her all you want. I don't. Here's everyone for War Games, including Klutzy Jackson. Lash Legend needs to be associated with somebody that isn't dog shit. Rhea and Io show up. There are others that were Asuka and Kairi, I believe, are also there. So pretty much the heel team is set sans one, and we find out who that's going to be a little bit later on. And yet Nia sucks, plain and simple. She can't sell for shit. As far as I'm concerned, if she had gotten split open by that kendo stick, it would have been the best thing to happen. She's terrible. Dwayne needs to be reeled in, and somebody needs to tell him, your, familial relations, like, some of them can't do this shit. And Nia can't do this shit. Charlotte saves Alexa. Dressed like she's part of, the fuck is that goddamn name? Jet Set Revolution? The Jet Set Revolution, what was the weird paint game for the Dreamcast where you skateboarded? Anyway, she dressed all in like painting gear, and she saves Alexa with a kendo stick. Alicia Taylor, the ring announcer, I'm sorry. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't care for her ring announcing. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. Got nothing against her. Becky took on Maxine Dupri for the Women's Intercontinental title. Okay. Fuck everybody that wanted me to watch this. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Oh, Maxine improved. She couldn't have gotten any worse. I'm sorry, but of all the people... We got a nice bridge out of an armbar, but Becky was having to basically just practically drag her through this, because she may be athletic, but she's not that good at this. And an ankle lock, and then the manhandle slam with a foot on the rope. AJ Lee's music hits. This is after Becky's yelling at the ref to get DQ'd and hitting, Maxine in the ropes. And it wants her to count. And AJ Lee's music, and AJ distracts long enough for Maxine to hit a crossbody 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you know what? The Women's Intercontinental Championship was a mistake. If this was Becky's call because she thought Maxine was ready, well, good for you. You're wrong, Miss Lynch. Of all the people, you could have called somebody up from NXT. Somebody maybe that's been there for a while, JC Jane. And you could have done something else, but no, you give it to Maxine. Who I don't care how nice she is. I don't care how much people like her. This is stupid. It's stupid. So just take the Women's Intercontinental Championship, throw it in the fucking trash. Because I don't care how hard she's worked. I will never take her seriously, and I have no reason to take her seriously. You have so many women just on the Raw roster. You could have done a trade. Mia Yim, somebody. Not B-Fab, because B-Fab shouldn't even be wrestling, but just no. Just fucking no. Oh, Maxine improved. She got a lot of... The crowd did pop. People, got behind her. Okay, the FBI got behind David Koresh's, compound, and we saw how well that turned out. People got behind Jim Jones, and we saw how that turned out. I know that's probably mean, and maybe I'm just taking it too seriously, but this is part of the reason why I'm done. If you're not going to take the title seriously, it's ridiculous. It's like the El Grande Americano stuff. That's why I can't watch the AAA shows that they put up, because all of it's stupid. And by the way, I kill AEW for a lot of this stuff. I killed AEW's Women's Blood and Guts a lot more than people thought. But yeah, Maxine is the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Well, at least her parents got to see her celebrate. And the crowd popped. And I hope the Knicks never win another championship. I hope the Yankees and Mets never win another championship. Any sports franchise that those fans support, I hope they go in the toilet. Fucking reacting like this. These were people that were ready to... They were booing Backlund because he was too goody two-shoes. They were doing all... Yes, I know it's a different generation. Couple different generations. This is the Garden. This is the Hallowed Halls of Madison Square Garden. And I thought Rio as AEW Women's Champion was ridiculous. Okay, this isn't that bad, but it's pretty fucking stupid. Yeah, let's give it to her. Okay. Everybody else has. I know that I'm probably being extra mean for no reason. Again, if she is nice, fantastic. Nice people don't always need to get championships. Yeah, Roxanne, I know she's a heel. And yes, it plays into, AJ and Becky. It plays into that. But, really? Oh, she did it off a distraction. It was a fluke victory. It's a fluke over Baylene, like a whale knocking over a boat and drowning somebody. I felt like drowning instead of watching the rest of the show. I was pissed. I wrote down, I give up. God, no, not going to say that, but just, God damn it. Just why? So anyway, Gunther got his old music back. We need a fucking purge of wrestling creative. Like, we really need a fucking purge. Gunther has his music back, his old music. He took on Javon Evans. It's another tournament match. And you know what? The crowd was into this. They were chanting stuff I couldn't quite catch. I thought they were chanting Y2J at some point. Yeah, if you're cheering for Jericho in 2025, you deserve to watch the next continue to lose. And Javon ducked and dodged, did some good stuff, and then chop and chop and chop. He played around with his food, so to speak. Evans would fire back. He did get caught at one point with, a slam into the apron. It's a little bit dangerous with the LED board there, but Evans is willing to break his back for this business. He did a nice dive. He did a nice frog splash about halfway across the ring. And eventually, Gunther did hit the powerbomb, but got a 2 count. Did get the sleeper hold on. Javon almost fought out, and then rolled back into got rolled back in the middle of the ring, and there we go, the tap out. So AJ Lee congratulates Maxine. Yeah, good. Jackie said that's awesome. Whatever you say. And yeah, AJ Lee is basically going to be on Team Rhea or Team EO or whatever. I mean, if she isn't, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here, because Becky's clearly going to be the 5th heel, and then we're going to have Charlotte join the team probably on the next Raw. Which, that's the only Monday that I don't have a mystery movie. Maybe I'll watch Raw. I don't know. It's going to be the setup. I'll probably just do predictions if I decide to review War Games. And then the men's War Games teams face off. That's Cody, Jay, Jimmy, and Punk facing off against Braun and Bronson, as well as Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. The heels are in the ring, faces enter the ring, we get a brawl, Brock's music hits, he throws Punk around a little bit, hits a couple high Germans on Cody, they play the credits, Roman shows up, they stare at each other for what seems like about 8 million years. Dear God, I never wanted to visit this feud again. And we get one punch. Security and NYPD show up. NYPD cosplayers is what it's like. I thought they were all going to leave now that the mayor of New York City is somebody that has progressive ideas. And there we go. A barricade spear takes out some of the PD. So there you go. That is my review of Raw. Was I too harsh on Maxine? Probably. Should I have maybe been more detailed on stuff? Maybe. You try watching this stuff for 40 fucking years and see it and review it for about 10 and see if you eventually get burned out. So I am burned out, and the end of this year, whenever I hit 1 million, whether it's right at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, a change needs to be made. That being said, speaking of change, I'm going to change over the next day. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. Excuse me. Very tired. Weather change sucks. But that being said, thank you guys for sticking with me. And I'm John Rittland. And until we get back to wrestling again, happy trails to you.